Well, it's been a wet couple of days. Hasn't stopped me from hunting though. I got out this morning at sunrise, which is just around 8 o'clock. It's 1:25 now, and I got 4 grouse. It was misty, it was drizzly, at times it was raining fairly heavy. So all the birds that I got were all off the trail. And I walk really slowly when I hunt, and I stop all the time and I look and I listen, and that's how I got all these 4. There's no way if I was on an ATV I would have seen them or heard them. So this is what I got. This is a big one. So I clean them right on the trail, so I don't have to worry about guts and feathers and all that type of stuff when I get home. Anyway, when I hunt, I only walk. I think it's called still hunting, or it could be modified still hunting. I walk really, really slowly, and often I stop, I look around, and I listen. Like today I was out for 5 hours, and it is a little bit rough slinging a 7-pound gun loaded with shotgun shells for that time. And so what I've done is I built myself a DIY 1-point sling, which costs no more than $10, and it makes a big difference to my comfort. I've been using it, I think this is the 3rd hunt that I've had it. I made it earlier in the week, and I'll give you a quick demonstration. So really what it is it's a strap that goes around here, and the strap is detachable right here, so when you put it on, and it's also adjustable for length. But once you've got it, you don't usually have to worry too much about it. And on my gun, I've got a piece of 225 paracord, and I've mounted it over here rather than closer to the trigger so it doesn't get in the way. And I mount it with a carabiner. I've wrapped camouflage hockey tape around the carabiner just so it doesn't make as much noise and scratch. If you have it adjusted, it doesn't affect your shooting. So here I've got it, and it doesn't affect shooting it at all. But boy, does it ever make a difference. Like, one of my favorite ways to use it is I just walk like this. So all the weight is right here. This is very similar to walking, I suppose, like this, but it's more comfortable. So quite often I'll walk like this, have my hand in here. I can even put it down by my side. See, even when I'm carrying it normally, the sling doesn't get in the way. And this one too. So I can't believe how much difference it made. The webbing kit I got from Amazon for, I think it was $12, then the paracord and the carabiner. So the kit that I got could make probably 3 of these things. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles, it's just very standard, but you could make modifications. But looking online, the cheapest one I could find is like $40, and there's a lot that are $50, $60, even $70. So, and for what I need it for, this is just perfect. So as I say, it just takes all the weight off your, it's, for me being a right-handed shooter, it's the right arm that takes a lot of the muscle, uses a lot of the muscle. So, and the thing is, you know, walking around like this, stop, hear something, it's up. Even when it's like this, hear something, it's up. Okay, here's pretty quick, it's up. You know, if I think I hear something, I will actually take it out of, call this a rest position, and I will just get ready. Thought I saw a bird on the road, but I'm wrong. So I'm going to show you how I made this. It's really simple, 20-30 minutes at the most. And what a difference it makes. Okay, here we are. I'm going to build a 1-point sling. I've got one here that I've already that I've been using, and actually a friend of mine wants one. So this one I'm going to make for him. So if you take a look at, here's the kit that I got. It's called a DIY bag kit, but really all it is it's this is 1 1/4 inch webbing, snaps, D-rings, and I'm not quite sure what you call these things, but they're the ones that grip the webbing. And the kit is enough to make at least 3 slings. And I'll leave the link on down below. I got it from Amazon. The funny thing is you can get various sizes of web. The 1 1/4 inch is the cheapest. The thinner and the wider is more expensive, but this kit was still only, I think it was $11.99. So it's not expensive at all. So it's composed of basically 2 pieces. You've got the part that you wear, the sling, and then you've got the part on your gun. Now, as I say, this comes apart. So really what you want to do is, in terms of length for the webbing, for me it goes under my right arm because I'm right-handed. So it's got to go around. And with the carabiner, if you look, it looks fairly tight, but you want to leave enough for adjustment. Okay, so where I'm wearing it, this is typical for me. I'm 6'1". Okay, so I've measured, and I'm going to be using a 50-inch piece of webbing. Of course, it's going to be completely adjustable. Now, also what you need is, I use 225 paracord. Okay, it means it supports 225 pounds. This is more than enough. And a half decent sized carabiner. So the first thing I'm going to start on is the mounting to the shotgun. Okay, so I will be putting the part that mounts to the stock right here on, I'll call that, I think that's the comb. Okay, the grip is right here. This whole piece is the comb, so I'll put it on this piece right here where it's not so wide. I got a piece of paracord. This is longer than I need. I can just adjust it later. Let's see, what is that? I got 26 inches. That's more than enough. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is tie a loop knot. Okay, some sort of a sliding loop knot. So I'm going to do the double, so it's just around. A normal loop is 1 around and through. Okay, I'm just going to I'll go 2 around. 1, 2, and then it goes through all of them. But really it's just a knot that can slide, and I'll cinch it down later. So, okay, just open the loop up big enough, put it around the stock, and it's right here that I want it. Okay, so I'll tighten it down. Okay, now what I usually do is, with the tag end or the loose end, I'll just bring it around here just for extra tightness, and I'll give it a pull with a pair of pliers. Now on the other end, I want it to actually be a non-sliding knot, so I'm going to use a bowline. Let me see, you're going to want maybe just a couple inches here. Okay, so bowline. If you don't know how to tie a bowline, it's fairly easy. There's a million places you can find out where it is. Okay, so yeah, let me just check, that may be a little bit too long. Yeah, this is a little bit too long here, so I'm just going to
tie it a little bit shorter. I notice when you tighten up this knot, it kind of slides down a little bit, so I'll do that bowline again. Bowline, bowline. There you go. Okay. So I'll trim off the end. You can use a Zippo lighter for this. And just so it doesn't run. And this one's already been done at that end, so that's all you need to do. So that's it for the shotgun side of things. So we'll just leave that for now. Okay, so I've got my piece of webbing. Now with this kit, you get two styles of D-rings. This one is plastic, and there's another one that's, I don't know if it's stainless steel or not, but to tell the truth, I don't want any steel around my gun just because it'll be scratching. Okay. Now, when you put this D-ring on, this is going to be on the, what we'll call the outside of the sling. So when you put everything else down, when you tie the loops and stuff, keep note that this will be on the outside. So just run it through. Okay, so that's on the outside. Okay. Now we've got two, I'll call these web clinchers. I'm not quite sure what the proper word is. So there's going to be one on each end, and then also on each end is either going to be the male or female snap. Again, let's see. These work both ways, but there is, at least on the male side, there is a top and a bottom. So we want to make sure that the top is the right way. So the first thing we want to do is, on one side, put the cincher. So just run it through. So I'll run it through. In fact, with this kit on Amazon, there's actually a video on how to cinch these properly. Okay, so that's been run through. Now, the male snap. Let's see, which side do I want it? I want it like that. No, I want it like that. So that'll go through there, through there. Actually, that is backwards, so I want it the other way around. That was upside down, not backwards. Again, can be a little bit of trial and error. Okay, now I just put it through here again, the cincher. Give it a test. It's nice and tight. That was easy. Okay, so I've got the male end in. I've got the D-ring right here. Now it's just the female end, just the same thing I did on the other side. So start with a cincher. I guess we'll call that thing. Now let's just figure out which way I want this. This way, that way. That way it's going to go here. So that goes through. And then through the cincher. Give it a pull. Perfect. So that's done. Okay, so let's put it on and just check the adjustment. That's a little bit tight. So let's just loosen it a little bit. Try the other end. There we go. Now you got to remember, when you're wearing on all your hunting gear, you're going to be puffier, so you want to make sure it's big enough. And the snap you can probably put up so you have the D-ring here. Okay, so I'll just keep this on. So next I'm going to attach both together with a carabiner. You could probably use other things. Now, this carabiner, it's aluminum or it could be titanium or something, and the thing is it does have the ability to scratch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it with, I have camouflage hockey tape. So I'll just wrap the whole thing with that, just to stop scratching. Now the funny thing about this size carabiner, you can't do it all at once, just because of the rolls. So of course, you don't have to use camouflage, but I find the hockey tape is the nicest just because just the finish of hockey tape is nicer than maybe electrical tape or something like that. So this is going to take maybe 3 or 4 different pieces to do it. The kit I got is about $11.99. If you look online for a proper sling, they start at $40, and I've seen some $70. This is the most time-consuming part of the whole process, is taping up the carabiner so it doesn't scratch. See, I've got a synthetic stock here, so it's not that important, I guess, with scratching. But if I had a wooden stock, which I do have on my other shotgun, this would be more of an issue with scratching of the wood. Of course, you can scratch your receiver too, the blued receiver, so. Okay, so now all I've got left to do is just the release part of the carabiner. Yeah, that piece is probably a little bit too long. Okay. Yeah, it is a bit too long, so let's just snip it. There we go. Now the only thing I didn't mention is this is a synthetic stock. On my other shotgun, what I would do is, before I put this paracord down, I would wrap this tape. I would do a couple strips here just to stop it from scratching the wood, because it would just the constant rubbing. Okay, so looks like we're all set to go. So, carabiner goes on the D-ring. I find there is an upside down to this, just to have it release easier, which that is upside down, so do it this way. Okay, and I just put it into this bowline loop, and there you go. Hey, this is almost perfect. I'm going to say this is slightly short, so I have to lengthen it a bit. Okay, this actually isn't too bad. So really that's what it should do, is it just hangs like this. Okay, so I know the table's in the way, but in the intro you can see me carrying it, so you can carry it to the side. Okay, you can carry it up, and the thing is, it doesn't impede your shooting. Okay, this is always a nice one. Okay, and ready to shoot. Okay, watch the light. You can put it on your back. Okay, and that was easy. What did that take? 15, 20 minutes. And you want to take it off, just release the carabiner. Okay. See, if I didn't have this sling, I would be carrying the gun maybe like this, you know, this a lot, so I'm always ready. But after a while, I mean, sometimes I'm out 6 hours, and it really starts to get heavy. So, put that on. Okay, all the weight is supported there, so my left hand is sort of like balance my right hand. I can, you know, quite often I'll walk with down and not on the trigger, but on the trigger guard, so it's all ready to go. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. It's pretty easy. There's no rocket science involved in any of this. So, and it's really made my hunting a lot more enjoyable. $10 in the morning, and I just got this beautiful grouse. This is the first snowfall of the year, and I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but I got this one just like I would a normal one when there was no snow on the ground. It was just walking through the bush. Anyway, time to clean her up. Oh boy, this one's got a nice big breast. Look at that. I like big breasts. Hardest part is getting the feathers, the last of the feathers off, because they kind of stick to everything, including your gloves. There we go. I'll just need a little bit of cleaning up when I get home.